Las aranceles van a reemplazar el income tax o los impuestos sobre la renta.
You know, you're the only one that's asked me that. Oh, I deal with all these big financial geniuses. Nobody ever. There is a chance that the money from tariffs could be so great that it would replace. You know, in the old days, about 1870 to 1913, the tariffs were the only form of money. And that's when our nation was relatively the richest. We were the richest. They formed a committee in the 1880s of very distinguished people to get rid of, they had to get rid of money. They had so much money, they were making so much money. And this committee's sole purpose was how to dispose of it, who to give it to, what do we do? And then brilliantly in 1913, they went to the income tax system. Then in around 31 or 32, they tried to bring back tariffs, but it was too late. The country was gone. And they love to blame tariffs for the Great Depression. But the Great Depression came before they put the tariffs on. They love to do it, right? You know that.
Yeah.
They're always talking about, well, didn't you have... No. Great Depression started in 1929. Around 1931, they brought back tariffs, but it was, you know, that, as the expression goes, that sucker was gone.
Yeah,
you know?
yes. ¿Cuánto
you
dinero?
Ever notice, they always talk about it?
Sí.
They brought it back after the Depression.
¿Cuánto dinero estás ingresando con las tarifas?
Billions and billions of dollars and hundreds of billions of dollars over a period of a year. Before I gave a little bit of a pause to lower it just a little bit because, you know, it's a transition. You have to have a little flexibility. But we were making $2 billion and $3 billion a day. We never made money like that. Your question is the greatest question. No financial reporter wants to ask me. It could replace the income tax. That's the kind of money we're talking about.
Pues prometió que no habría impuestos sobre las propinas, ni sobre las horas extra, ni sobre el seguro social. ¿Podría cumplir o vas a cumplir con esas promesas?
And a mortgage deduction or an interest deduction on cars. If you buy a car, we're trying to, all I can say is we're trying like hell.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, it's really not, if it's up to me, 100% I can promise. But I have some strange people I deal with, and we have to get it approved. But the no tax on tips I love. No tax on overtime is incredible. No tax on Social Security for the seniors is great. And the deduction of interest, you buy a car, and if you buy the car, and it's only if it's made in America, otherwise who cares, right? But and more factories are moving back. I think you see that. Everybody sees it. A lot of people don't like talking about it, but everybody sees it. We have record number of car factories coming back, and other factories too. You just saw today on the computer chips and all of the things related to computer. You see what's going on?
Yes.
It's crazy, even beyond my wildest expectations. But the answer on the question is that will I try and do those three things? Plus, I would like to add the interest on cars if it's made in America. I'm trying like hell.
I love it.
I think we'll be successful.
Tan pronto como asumió el cargo, comenzó a hablar sobre el Canal de Panamá. ¿Cuál es exactamente lo que quiere que pase con el Canal de Panamá?
So maybe it's happening already, but we said we didn't give that canal. It was a ridiculous, stupid thing that was done. Jimmy Carter gave the Panama Canal, one of the most profitable, the eighth wonder of the world, the Panama Canal. He gave it for $1 to Panama. Thank you, Jimmy Carter. That was a great investment.
It's not the art of the deal.
No, that's not the art of the deal. That's the opposite to the art of the deal. The Panama Canal was the single most expensive thing ever built. It cost, like modern day money, $1.8 trillion. There's never been anything so expensive. And it ran unbelievably profitably, but our prices were much lower. He gave it to them. The following day, they increased the rates by 4 times, and it didn't stop one ship. Then they raised it again by 2 times. Anyway, it makes a fortune. We don't like the way it's run, and we don't like the China influence. It seems like the China influence has gotten... You know, when we looked at that a year ago, almost every single flag and every single statement was written in Chinese, okay? I said, we didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama. We shouldn't have given it to Panama. And we're working with Panama right now. We're going to make a determination as to what to do about it.
Okay. Panama anunció recientemente que no renovará su acuerdo de Belt and Road Initiative con China. ¿Deben los países de Latinoamérica tener que elegir entre los Estados Unidos o China?
Well, maybe in a certain way. I saw what Panama did, what others are doing and maybe thinking about doing. Maybe. They should do that, yeah.
Okay. Elon Musk dice que su equipo identificó a inmigrantes ilegales que votaron usando números de seguro social que les dio el gobierno de Joe Biden cuando cruzaron la frontera. ¿Los va a acusar y procesar?
Well, we're going to look at that. There are a lot of people. You know, it's nice to say yes, but there are thousands and thousands of people. And maybe the ones that should be prosecuted are the Democrats who did it. They didn't do that for election. They did that for money.
Right.
More than election, I think.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.